The moment you become a parent, an unspoken rule takes hold of your life: your children must come first, always, no exceptions. Society hammers this into us with judgmental stares when we dare to take a date night, with whispered criticism when we prioritize our marriage, and with the overwhelming cultural narrative that good parents sacrifice everything. Want a happier, healthier family life? Hit subscribe now for science-backed secrets to better love, parenting, and self-care, delivered straight to your heart. Also tell me in comments that from where you are watching my video. Now let's start. Their happiness, their identity, their relationship, for their kids. But what if this approach is actually harming our children? What if the healthiest thing you can do for your kids is to sometimes put your relationship first? Children are far more perceptive than we often give them credit for. They notice the subtle shifts in tone when their parents speak to each other. They absorb the tension in the air when a marriage is neglected, even if no harsh words are exchanged. They internalize the emotional distance between mom and dad, and this shapes their understanding of love, commitment, and security. Research from the Gottman Institute shows that children raised in homes where the parents' relationship is strong and loving develop better emotional regulation, higher self-esteem, and healthier future relationships. On the other hand, kids from homes where the marriage is strained, even if the parents stay together, for the kids, often struggle with anxiety, insecurity, and difficulty trusting others. The irony is that by trying to give our children everything, we may inadvertently be depriving them of the one thing they need most: the example of a loving, stable partnership between their parents. So why does prioritizing your relationship feel so wrong? Because we've been conditioned to believe that love is a finite resource, that if we give attention to our partner, we're somehow taking it away from our children. But love doesn't work like that. A thriving marriage doesn't mean less love for the kids, it means more stability, more security, and more happiness for the entire family. Think about the way a child's face lights up when they see their parents laughing together, or the way they relax when mom and dad present a united front. These moments matter. They create an atmosphere of safety and joy that allows children to thrive. When parents are emotionally connected, children learn that love is not just something you say, but something you actively nurture, even when life gets busy. The practicalities of putting your relationship first don't have to be grand gestures. It starts with small, intentional choices that reinforce your bond. A daily check-in with your partner, even just 5 minutes to ask, "How are you really?" can rebuild connection in ways that ripple through the entire family. Scheduling regular date nights, even if they're at home after the kids are asleep, reminds you why you fell in love in the first place. Physical affection, holding hands, a quick kiss goodbye, reaffirms your bond in a way kids instinctively understand as safety. These small acts might feel insignificant in the moment, but over time, they're the difference between a marriage that survives parenting and one that gets lost in it. Conflict is another area where parents often misunderstand what's best for their children. Many go to great lengths to avoid arguing in front of their kids, believing they're protecting them. But psychologists have found that children benefit from seeing healthy disagreements, when handled with respect. A study from the University of Rochester revealed that kids who witness their parents argue and then resolve conflicts constructively learn problem-solving skills and emotional intelligence. The key isn't avoiding arguments, it's modeling how to navigate them with kindness and resolution. When children see their parents disagree, apologize, and reconnect, they learn that love isn't about perfection, it's about repair. There are times when putting your relationship first isn't just beneficial, it's necessary. If you and your partner are constantly exhausted, resentful, or disconnected, your children will feel it. They might act out, cling to you for emotional support they shouldn't have to provide, or even blame themselves for the tension. In these moments, investing in your marriage isn't selfish, it's an act of love for your entire family. Taking time to reconnect, whether through therapy, a weekend away, or simply prioritizing conversation over household chores, can transform the emotional climate of your home. Your children may not understand why mom and dad are locking the bedroom door for an hour, but they'll feel the difference when you emerge happier and more present. The long-term perspective is equally important. Your children will grow up and build their own lives. Your partner is the one who will still be there when the house is empty. If you've spent years neglecting that relationship, what's left? Two people who no longer know how to be together without the constant demands of parenting. The empty nest phase of marriage can be incredibly fulfilling, a time to rediscover each other and enjoy the fruits of decades of shared history, but only if the relationship has been tended to along the way. Couples who wait until the kids are gone to focus on their marriage often find that they've grown apart in ways that are difficult to repair. Ultimately, the greatest gift you can give your children isn't a childhood where they always come first, it's the example of a loving, lasting relationship. They'll carry that model into their own lives, shaping how they treat their future partners and how they expect to be treated in return. When you prioritize your marriage, you're not just investing in your own happiness, you're giving your children a blueprint for healthy love. So the next time you feel guilty for wanting a weekend away with your partner, or for locking the bedroom door for an hour of uninterrupted conversation, remember, you're not taking something away from your kids. You're giving them something invaluable, the security of knowing that love, when tended with care, can last a lifetime. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this approach is that it frees you from the impossible standard of perfect, self-sacrificing parenthood. It acknowledges that you are not just a parent, but a person, a partner, a friend, an individual with needs and desires that matter. When you honor those parts of yourself, you become a better parent, not in spite of your humanity, but because of it. Your children learn that love doesn't mean losing yourself, and that commitment doesn't mean martyrdom. They see that happiness is not a zero-sum game, and that caring for yourself is not in competition with caring for others. In the end, the healthiest families are not those where the children always come first, but those where love flows freely in all directions, between partners, between parents and children, and even inward, toward oneself. That's the real lesson we should be teaching our kids, that love is abundant, that relationships require work, and that sometimes, the best way to love your children is to love each other well.